Welcome to the Matchfit Conditioning Podcast. Transforming over 100,000 footballers worldwide. Everything we do is aimed at enabling you to gain an edge completely by yourself without needing help from a training partner or teammate. Open yourself to doing things smarter and with more intention, focus and attention to detail than your teammates, opponents and even your coaches. Are you ready to get match fit?
Hi guys, welcome to the podcast. Now in today's episode, it's going to be a little bit of a rant. I'm going to obviously help increase your knowledge and your awareness and your education as well. But it's going to be a little bit of a rant about something that I see thrown around, especially online, and it's to do with position-specific workouts. Please excuse me if I muck up specific positioning when I say that throughout this podcast, because it's a little bit of a tongue twister. So just be patient with me. But yeah, so when someone says I'm a midfielder, I need a midfielder specific program for me to follow. Now, my problem with that is that, well, it's jargon, it's nonsense, and it just doesn't exist. It's not true, to be honest, because you could have two midfielders, obviously they play the same position, but they have completely different styles of play. Okay, so if I decide what a midfielder should be doing on the pitch and then make a program around that and give it to all midfielders, there's going to be some players that are missing out and some players that are they're going to find it helpful. But the truth is that no matter which position you're playing outfield, every single program that any player out on the pitch will be doing will have exactly the same elements. Does a striker need to have speed? Yes. Does a midfielder need to have speed? Yes. Does a defender need to have speed? Yes. So I'm not going to leave out any element just because you play in a different position. Same with strength, same with mobility, injury prevention work, agility, power, all of those things. No matter which position you play, the key elements are going to be there in any program. So it's not up to me to decide what a midfielder should be doing, because it's all about your style of play, because you could be playing exactly the same position as another midfielder, if you're a midfielder, for example, and just what you do on the pitch might be completely different. You might have your teammate might be running around like a headless chicken, be really fast, whereas you might be a bit more slow and controlled. So you'd obviously, the same elements would be there of what you're doing on the pitch, but your style of play is completely different. Another example would be, for example, designing a program only for midfielders and giving that same program to David Beckham, plays right wing, and let's say someone like Raheem Sterling when he used to play on the wing as well. Now, they both play the same position, but completely different styles of play. So it wouldn't be fair for me to decide what a right winger should be playing like, and then give them the program and expect them to follow that and say that it's specific to their position, because it's not specific to them. So the key is that your program will have the same key elements that any other position will have, but through your knowledge and education, you can tweak it and make it more specific to you. Now, obviously, if we're training out on the pitch, that is a good time when you can make it more specific to you. So you might look at your framework of your pitch session, and you could spot something and think, yeah, actually, in that bit there, I could add something in which makes it more specific to my style of play. For example, if you are a defender, okay, I might think, in there I can add in going up for a header, okay, or in there I can add in going jockeying backwards, or in there I could add in bringing the ball out from the back, something which is, obviously you could apply that to most defenders, but you want to try and tweak it so it's more specific to exactly what you're going to be doing, because you could have two centre-backs with completely different styles of play. For example, let's look at Jamie Carragher, someone like David Luiz, completely different styles of play. The same key elements are there. They both need speed, power, strength, but so does any player in any position. Okay. Now, the only position which I would say you need to be following a specific program for is if you're a goalkeeper, because their movements are different. They use different parts of the body to the outfield players. So, of course, if you were a goalkeeper and you did follow an outfield player's program, you would still benefit. but it wouldn't be the most efficient and optimal choice for you. It wouldn't be the most efficient use of your time as a goalkeeper. Okay, now if we're going into the gym, for example, now again, I could give a strength program to a midfielder and say, oh, this is a midfielder specific strength program just for you. But the truth is that I could give the exact same program to a striker or a defender and they would still benefit from it as well. So again, the way that you make it specific is by making it specific to you and thinking about your body and your style of play. So for example, if you were a striker and you were really fast and you're in the gym, you might think, well, actually, I'm already quite fast, so I might do a little bit of work just to maintain that and make little gains in my speed. But what's really lacking at the moment is my strength on the ball. So then you know that in the gym you need to be doing more strength work. You might even do some extra upper body work in the gym to increase your strength on the ball. That is how you make the session more specific to you. I can't give a strength program to all strikers and say, yeah, this is really specific for your position and what your style of play is, because that's not true. Because as I said before, I could give the same program to a player of any position. You would all make gains and improve your performance by following that program. So really, it's about having that framework of what you need to do, okay, and then increasing your knowledge and your education, your awareness, so that you can make little tweaks to your program to make it more specific to you and your style of play. Forget about which position you play. Think about what you do on the pitch and the movements you do on the pitch. Another example might be Kyle Walker. So if he was doing some outfield work and he had his basic frameworks set up, he might think, well, actually, in there I can add in, like a 30-meter overlapping sprint, because that's more specific to him. Whereas another right back might have a completely different style of play, so they wouldn't benefit as much. Wouldn't be the best use of their time for me to give a program that's been given to Kyle Walker to that defender as well, because two different styles of play, same position, but different styles of play. So the basic framework is the key, and then increasing your knowledge so that you have you know what you can add in or even take out to make it more specific to your style of play and how you perform on the pitch. Now I hope that's cleared that up. Hope that makes sense as well. So you can see if you do see like a program that says striker specific, that's not really, you could give that to any position, because even a midfielder needs to score goals. A defender needs to score goals as well. Obviously not as often. They don't get as many goal scoring opportunities, but you still need to have that quality. So try and ignore that and think, how can I make it more specific to me? And you do that by increasing your knowledge of your training and your football conditioning knowledge. And hopefully you can do that with us by reading our blog articles on our website and listening to these podcasts, and also looking at our social media posts as well, just day by day, increasing your knowledge and thinking, what can I add in there to make it a little bit more specific to me? I'm not worrying about any other players that play the same position as me. I'm not worried about what they're doing, because it doesn't really matter what they're doing. They're going to have the same key elements in their program, but I can make little tweaks to make it more specific to me to take your game to the next level. And I hope that's cleared that up. Hope that makes sense. If you found value in this episode, then please share it with one of your teammates, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks for tuning into the Matchfit Conditioning Podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it with one of your teammates. To learn more about the Matchfit method and to start your training with us, visit www.matchfitconditioning.com. We'll show you how to gain an edge on the pitch at an elite level by transforming your fitness level, nutrition, and mindset.